Hey guys, welcome back to another video. A truly horrible day yesterday in American history as a large Trump mob swarmed Capitol Hill. As of right now, 5 a.m. on January 7th, 2021, there is reported 4 people dead and 50 people arrested, unfortunately. Just a quick timeline flashback of what happened yesterday. It was reported that there was around 40 to 50,000 people yesterday on Capitol Hill, mainly Trump supporters gathering for the January 6th event at the Capitol Hill. They breached the building at approximately 1 p.m. Eastern with a very large crowd beginning to scale the main walls and push gradually towards the main steps of the building. We saw on social media and news sources that the police attempted multiple times to reason with the protesters, and we saw many methods to de-escalate the violence, although it appeared that the police staffing in the early afternoon was severely underwhelmed and underprepared. And we saw Trump reluctantly call in the National Guard around 2 to 3 p.m. when the situation was obviously out of control. Inside the building, we saw from social media and news sources that Congress people described utter chaos. Some were live streaming the event. The building was damaged and destroyed, vandalized. Furniture was turned into barricades. We hear from frightened Congress people. Police eventually found 2 pipe bombs in the building. Guns were drawn on both sides. Tear gas was deployed. Eventually, the east side of the building was cleared, and the west side of the building was where most of the crowds entered the building. As of right now, the Senate had sessions all the way up to almost 4 a.m., just an hour ago, as of January 7th. And currently the Senate is adjourned until January 8th, 2021 at 10 a.m. So let's just go over a few clips from news sources quickly to see some highlights, unfortunately, of what happened last night.
Images of rioters climbing the walls of the Capitol building on Capitol Hill Wednesday. They were quickly overshadowed, though, by even more frightening pictures of the insurgents inside the building. So why was it so easy for the mob to breach the halls of Congress? Joining us now, former CIA station chief Dan Hoffman. So how did things go so wrong so quickly, Dan?
Well, this was just a horrific security failure which put the lives of our elected officials at grave risk. And it was just a failure of preparation. We knew the date, the time, and the location where our elected officials would be at risk at the Capitol, and there wasn't enough that was done to prevent what was today's attack, from these insurrectionists. Traditionally, what you want to do is prevent this sort of attack way left of boom, and that means having a force that is strong enough to deter anyone from attacking. And that was an utter failure. I don't know why there weren't more helicopters in the air to provide the intelligence on what was going on the ground, and why the force was not large enough.
Yeah, I agree 100%. If the only way to stop this type of mob violence and gathering of, you're talking about 50,000 people reportedly on CNN, is to have an even bigger force, and a force with more arms power to deter even such events from even being thought about. So you need to have the National Guard there days before, not when things are out of control. So a lot of questions being raised as to why the police and the police presence was unprepared and not enough, obviously, of people on the ground. So another interesting video I'd like to turn your attention to was on Bloomberg Quick Tape. They did a split screen of protests, of multiple scenes during protests of 2021, what happened yesterday, and Black Lives Matter's various Washington and other BLM protests from last year. So take a look. It seems like in comparison, the events of yesterday, we were very underprepared in terms of having the proper National Guard, riot-trained police there. Because there's this clip I'm about to show you that is very horrifying, where police basically, he's understaffed. He does everything by the book to try to run, in terms of trying to reason with the protesters, and he just ultimately has to run. You have a mob of 40, 50,000 people breaching Capitol Hill, and it looked like two police guards inside the building. So that's puts our senators, congressmen in danger, and the police people on the front line. So looks like they were very underprepared. There's going to be a lot of questions being asked. And last night around 4 a.m., as I stated, Mike Pence led the Congress certification of Joe Biden's victory. So as of right now, it looks like he's certified. He's going to be the next president sworn in on January 20th. So we have Democrats controlling the White House, the Congress, and the Senate. So we expect the next 4 years, there will be very big legislation that can be passed in terms of Democrats' favor. So in terms of healthcare, infrastructure spending, clean energy, there will be big bills passed. And I think you saw that reaction in Wall Street yesterday as various sectors in clean energy, marijuana, they skyrocketed yesterday, even before this news of the Capitol Hill being breached. So let's just take a look at this clip.
One, the report we make is that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be the president and the vice president according to the ballots that have been given to us.
He has a statement.
Are as follows. Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 306 votes. Michael R. Pence of the state of Indiana has received 232 votes. The announcement of the state of the vote by the President of the Senate shall be deemed a sufficient declaration of the persons elected President and Vice President of the United States, each for the term beginning on the 20th day of January, 2021.
So you have Pence all but certifying the results, and we had Trump issue a statement a few minutes ago saying there will be an orderly transition in power from when Joe Biden is sworn in on January 20th. So it's all but certain that Trump has been defeated. Biden will be the next president. They will control the White House, Congress, and Senate. So that means most likely a $2,000 plus stimulus check will be coming in the next month or so, I would guess, because Biden has publicly stated that he's for this. He wants to push this very quickly. So I would guess in the next 3 months. So we had, many Democrats just blast Trump completely. Bernie, he was quoted on Twitter 11 hours ago, the man directly responsible for the chaos of today is Donald Trump, who has made it clear that he will do anything to remain in power, including insurrection and inciting violence. Trump will go down in history as the worst and most dangerous president in history. We had Pelosi, today's shameful assault on our democracy, anointed at the highest level of government, must not deter us from our responsibility to the Constitution. Tonight, we will move forward with the certification of President-elect Joe Biden's election. And we had many of Trump's inner circle. They turned his back on him and basically did not challenge the vote. We had Lindsey Graham, the Republican from Georgia, many other Republicans on that night. Mitch McConnell just said, the people have spoken, we need to move on, enough is enough. Graham, he was quoted as, he likes Trump, they've had one hell of a journey, but enough is enough. Let's just listen to a quick quote.
Georgia, they said the Secretary of State, but today, first thing you'll see. All I can say is count me out, enough is enough. I've tried to be helpful. But when the Wisconsin Supreme Court ruled 4-3 that they didn't violate the Constitution of Wisconsin, I agree with the 3, but I accept the 4. If Al Gore can accept 5-4, he's not president. I can accept Wisconsin 4-3. Pennsylvania, it went to the Second Circuit. So much for all the judges being in Trump's pocket. They said, no, you're wrong. I accept the Pennsylvania Second Circuit that Trump's lawsuit wasn't right. Georgia, they said the Secretary of State took the law in his own hands. He changed the election laws unlawfully. A federal judge said no. I accept the federal judge even though I don't agree with it. Fraud. They said there's 66,000 people in Georgia under 18 voted. How many people believe that? I asked, give me 10. I hadn't had one. They said 8,000.
So that this seems to be kind of the end. You know, we have the Trump inner supporters kind of, you know, saying enough is enough. And, you know, this will be kind of a bad stain on the Trump presidency, closing out his 4 years. So let me know what you think of the events that happened yesterday. It was truly horrible and shocking. And unfortunately, you know, 4 people lost their lives, and there was utter chaos and fear yesterday. The underwhelming security presence is a huge question and problem that needs to get looked into. This rally was known and it was stated on social media, so why wasn't the National Guard stationed there with helicopters, air support? You know, this got out of hand very quickly. And let me know who's to blame for this and what you think. But with the Democrats controlling all 3 chambers of the U.S. politics, we're going to see some large sweeping legislation passing in, and hopefully that means a stimulus check, $2,000 plus, will come in the next 2 months. Thanks. You're all caught up for now. Thanks for watching. So that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching and visiting the channel. Please subscribe and like the video. And if you could do me a huge favor and let your family and friends know about the channel, that would be awesome. See you next time. Bye.